Hey, what is going down, Am I on the Air universe? Before we get started, I just want to let you know that today's podcast is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo. Apply today and become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co. And be sure to add Am I on the Air in that section where it asks you, how'd you hear about Podgo? You heard it right here, Am I on the Air? So make sure you fill that out in the application. Thanks, everyone, and enjoy the show.
Hi, am I on the air?
Do I have everybody's attention now? Do I have everybody's attention now?
John, I got you.
John, do I have everybody's
Sunday
attention
night.
now?
You put them cameras on me, then you must be willing to get that heart touch. This a must-see feeling. The news ain't good, then it must be villain. So I say a tag grounded, I don't trust these ceilings. Spread across your nose, and I'm on your ear. Highest necks on the cloud. Am I in the air? Sunday nights, prime time. I flex my better. Voltron transform to DX Don. Mega and Orsine. You probably think I'm nice, cause I flow like a stream to your wireless device. And the smoke all the steam on any given night. I'll short like a piece of any given slice. And for the latest and what is best about I tune in and tune the rest out, Don. You gotta tell them, am I in the clear? Is this thing on? Am I on the air? On the air.
All right. What is up, everybody? Don Mega here, and I welcome you to the show. This is Am I on the Air? Hello, we are live. We're broadcasting from the Red Dragons radio studios here in lovely Tucson, Arizona. On this Monday, it is November the 16th. It's season 21, episode 11, and tonight's show is titled Freaky Chick. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is your one-stop shop for all the latest and greatest when it comes to entertainment news, television, movies, reviews. You come right here to Am I on the Air? So, as always with every episode, we kick things off with movie reviews. And don't you worry, they are spoiler-free, so we're not going to give anything away, so you can listen freely and then make the judgment for yourself when you decide whether to or not to watch these things. So, I want to shout out my boy Geeky Pat. This past Friday, I didn't think we were going to make it to the movies. I honestly did not. He was sick all week, and he listened to my last podcast when I said, I don't think we're going to go to the movies this weekend because he's sick. So, he hit me up and he said, you know what, I'll do it for the Am I on the Air fans. And I appreciated that. So he sucked it up and we went to the movies and we got to watch Freaky. That's right, Freaky, the new horror comedy movie starring Vince Vaughn about a mystical ancient dagger that causes a notorious serial killer played by Vince Vaughn to magically switch bodies with a 17-year-old girl. That's right, this is a Blumhouse picture. I love the trailer for this thing. I'm a sucker for body swap kind of movies. There's something funny about it, especially when it's a girl in a guy's body and a guy in a girl's body. I don't know, man. I've seen it done a million times and it still cracks me up every single time. But this one here had me just very curious because of Vince Vaughn. I watched the trailer and the way that he plays the main character Millie after they switch bodies is just, it's awesome, man. I love Vince Vaughn, and it was good to see him come back to something like this, something really comedic. He's gone down the drama route for the last couple years, and it was good to see him back. Catherine Newton plays Millie Kessler, who is the girl that he stabs, and they end up switching bodies. She's really great as well, and when she is basically playing Vince Vaughn as the serial killer, she does a fantastic job also. I really dug this movie. I thought it was fun. I thought the kills were cool. It was gory. This is a rated R movie, and some of the kills are very, very gory. And I was surprised because Blumhouse lately seems to be toning things back and going very PG-13, but they did not do that with this film. I believe this is going to be playing in a shortened theatrical window and will be hitting VOD in mid-December. So if you don't get a chance to see this thing in theaters, you won't have to wait long to be able to watch it on VOD. And I'll definitely pick this one up and add it to the collection, man. I thought it was a fun time. I had some laughs. It had some cool kills. It's nothing new. It's nothing fresh. Like I said, you've seen this kind of done before, but I like the horror take on like a Freaky Friday kind of thing. And, yeah, like I said, I'm a sucker for these things. So I would give it 3 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I think you will too. Just go watch that trailer. If you get some chuckles, definitely give this one a watch. Now, the second movie I checked out over the weekend was not a theatrical movie. This was a VOD release over the weekend called Chick Fight. And this one here is another one that I saw the trailer a couple months back, and I thought, okay, looks a little cheesy, looks a little straight to VOD, but it looks like it could have some pretty good laughs. Decent cast here, man. It's got Malin Ackerman, who is the lead in this movie. You got Bella Thorne, you got Alec Baldwin. My boy Kevin Nash from the WWE pops up in this thing. And there's some other people that pop up kind of throughout it that, like, it's those faces that when they pop up, you're like, oh, I know that person. But basically, Malin Ackerman's character, her name is Anna. And then when Anna is introduced to an underground all-female fight club in order to turn the mess of her life around, she discovers that she's much more personally connected to the history of the club than she could ever imagine. So the concept and the idea behind this movie is kind of silly. I mean, they kind of start off by playing off this whole, like, she's down on her luck, can't pay her bills, loses her job, just everything's going bad for her. So she goes into this like fight club, and at first I thought the whole point of the fight club was just that she could earn money from it, and that was how she was going to make a living. But that wasn't really even the deal. There's a whole other twist to it, and it kind of goes all over the place. But Alec Baldwin's really funny in it, and he's the one that trains her how to fight. I don't know, man, but overall, I was actually pretty disappointed in this. The trailer had me thinking it would be a lot funnier than it really was. There's some chuckles, but overall, it's very kind of blah, and you kind of really understand why it did go the VOD route. It feels B-movie overall, even though it has a pretty decent cast. So, unfortunately for me, Chick Fight would just be 2 out of 5 stars. It was just okay. I can't recommend it. So there's the 2 big new movie releases. So Freaky 3 out of 5 and Chick Fight 2 out of 5. Now when we switch things over to the television side of things, I want to talk about a couple new things. So I've talked previously on this show about the documentary series The Vow that was on HBO. It was about the NXIVM sex cult, and The Vow was difficult. I'm going to be honest. I finished it, but it was very difficult to get through. It was like 8 episodes long, very boring, very slow, and it was difficult. It was a difficult one to really power through 8 episodes of. Well, as with anything, when something's popular, a lot of different people and entities try to strike while the iron is hot. And the Starz Network decided to do their own documentary, and it's called Seduced. So that just came out a couple weeks ago. This one is only a 4-part series, and I've watched the first 2 episodes of it, and man, is this one way better than The Vow. I'm going to just say it right up front. I know a lot of people like The Vow, and it's already been renewed for a second season. It's too much. Seduced actually films it in a better style. It's more engaging. I like the documentary style that they use in this way more, and you get a better idea and a better understanding of what the hell went down in this thing. So I just wanted to shout that out real quick and just let you know if you're interested in this at all and you're trying to decide, because I know a lot of people probably won't watch both. So if you're trying to decide whether to watch The Vow on HBO or Seduced on Starz, I'm going to say watch Seduced. It is way better. So like I said, 4 episodes. I'm already 2 in, got 2 to go. But man, right out the gate on the first episode, I was already like, this is way better than the other one. So there you go. And the last thing I want to talk about is another new show. This one is on Showtime, and it's called Moonbase 8. I was very interested in this a couple months ago when I saw the trailer, and I saw that John C. Reilly and Fred Armisen were in this thing. And then there's another guy, Tim Heidecker, who's really, really funny in it as well. So this show takes place stationed at NASA's Moonbase simulator in Winslow, Arizona, where 3 dedicated astronauts and 1 football champion attempt to qualify for their first lunar mission. When the team is faced with a water shortage, an unorthodox solution leads to unintended consequences. So basically the show in a nutshell is about 3 NASA astronauts who are getting ready for a moon mission, and they're in a practice site in Arizona, and of course a lot of things go wrong, and they're just trying to make their way through, simulating. Even though they're just in Arizona, they have to simulate like they're on the moon. They can't see their friends, family, they can't really go outside without their suits on. It's a very interesting concept, and I like it. Now, this is a show that is airing weekly on Showtime, but on demand, you can actually binge the entire season already. And so I've already watched the first 3 episodes, and I'm really digging it. I like it a lot. I'm going to continue to push on through it. I mainly loved it. Just like I said, the second I saw John C. Reilly and Fred Armisen, I was like, I'm in. So check out Moonbase 8 over on Showtime. I think it's worth the watch. It's pretty damn funny. And we'll see where that goes. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. 4 reviews for you. 2 in the movie sides, Freaky and Chick Fight, and 2 on the television side, Seduced and Moonbase 8. So on a quick side note, don't forget, once again, I'm going to shout it out, that there's another spin-off version of this podcast. That's right. It's the Am I on the Air Quick Bites. Make sure you are subscribing. Make sure you download and follow along. It is a completely different podcast feed than this show right here. I have to run it kind of separately, but you won't regret it. Am I on the Air Quick Bites? They are mini 10-minute or so episodes that just talk about one big breaking news kind of subject. We just put out 2 new episodes over the last couple days, and definitely check it out so you are always in the loop on big breaking news when it happens in the entertainment world. You can subscribe now to Am I on the Air Quick Bites on Apple Podcast. You can get it on Spotify. You can get it on Google Podcasts, and of course RedDragonsRadio.com. So make sure you download, rate, and subscribe. Follow the feed so you always get a notification when a new episode drops. Okay? All right, guys. With that all being said, let's switch on over to our news of the week. And as always, our news of the week is a sponsored segment. And today's news is presented to you by Clutch. Clutch is a new credit card revolutionizing how you earn and spend points. If you feel like you're not maximizing your credit card points, you are not alone. Clutch created a tailored credit card that gives you rewards that are effortless, relevant, and flexible. Right now, Clutch is offering our listeners a special invitation code to get on their wait list by using the code POD at clutchcard.com. That's code POD, P-O-D, at clutchcard.com. It's spelt with a K, so it's KLUTCHCARD.com. Choose your own categories and earn more points with Clutch. There you go. I love it. I love credit cards, and I'm going to be definitely checking out Clutch myself. Looking forward to getting on board with that one. So thanks a lot, guys. That is our sponsored segment, and let's get into it, man. News of the week. This is everything that went down in entertainment news, television, movies in the past 7 days or so. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's been working on a new television project, right? And it's from Skydance, which is just Skydance, it's just an awesome company that does great projects. It's a new spy series, and the good news is it's been acquired by Netflix. So I love it. So Arnold Schwarzenegger's new TV project is coming to Netflix after a big bidding war. They won out, and I love it. I think it's going to be fantastic over there on Netflix. The Fighting Shirley Chisholm. Denai Guerrera is set to play the first black congresswoman in a new upcoming film. Michael Bay is in talks with Jake Gyllenhaal and several other people, like Dylan O'Brien, Isa Gonzalez, I believe is her name. She's so beautiful, by the way, for his next action-packed project called Ambulance. So you know me, I'm a big sucker for a Michael Bay film, and this cast is fantastic. So if this all gets locked up, sign me up for Ambulance. Let's do it. Doctor Who has officially begun filming its season 13, so congratulations there. I know a lot of people waiting for that. Miles Teller and Shailene Woodley are set to reunite in a new political satire called The Fence. Millie Bobby Brown is set to lead Netflix's new fantasy film called Damsel. Disney Plus has released a new trailer for its new documentary series called Inside Pixar. I love documentaries, man. So cool to see. Danielle Brooks is joining the HBO Max Suicide Squad spinoff, Peacemaker. So great addition there for that. They're going to start filming that here pretty soon, as James Gunn is already in quarantine, getting ready to start filming that here in the next couple weeks. Lord and Miller's new movie, The After Party, actually it's going to be a TV series. The After Party has just lined up its ensemble series. That's right. It's coming to Apple TV Plus, and they have been putting this thing together big time. I like the comedic people that they're putting together for this thing, man. A large talent roster, including Tiffany Haddish, Sam Richardson, Zoe Chow, and a whole bunch more coming to The After Party. I love Lord and Miller. They're hilarious, and I'm sure this is going to be a great series. Ryan Murphy has shared the American Horror Story Season 10 poster, so we got that up on our social media. You can check it out. It's pretty cool shot. I won't spoil it for you. Oprah Winfrey and Brad Pitt are set to adapt the novel The Water Dancer into a movie. Netflix's Emily in Paris has officially been renewed for a second season. We have the new trailer for Another Round. The movie comes out in December, so we have the new trailer for that. Also, the new trailer for Black Beauty, which is coming to Disney Plus. Showtime's live-action Halo series has officially resumed production, so very happy about that. I'm not even a Halo fan, but I am looking very forward to the Showtime show for sure. Zack Snyder says he already has ideas for a sequel to the Justice League, and of course it would continue to follow Darkseid's arc and beef him up. Man, I would love to get a Justice League 2 out of this. We're about to hit the anniversary for when Justice League hit movie theaters a couple years ago, and the rumor is on the anniversary, which I believe is November 18th, we are supposed to get a big drop of news in the world of DC and Zack Snyder and all that. So I'm curious to see what it turns out to be, but maybe it'll be Justice League 2 coming to HBO Max. I don't know. We'll see. Keep your fingers crossed to get something really cool out of it. David Fincher has signed an exclusive 4-year deal with Netflix, so that's awesome. Robert Patrick also heading to the Peacemaker show on HBO Max with John Cena. Love Robert Patrick. Always a great addition. James Wan's producing studio Atomic Monster has tapped Bishal Dutta to helm a new untitled horror film. Lego Masters officially renewed for season 2, and Will Arnett will be back as the host. So some people get a real kick out of this show, so I'm sure they're super happy that it is returning. Let's see here. Give me one sec. Chuck Lorre, he's got another new show coming out. We just got Be Positive, which I reviewed on last week's show. Well, now he's got a new show called United States of Al. And it's a new military vet comedy, and it's just been greenlit over at CBS. HBO has canceled The Outsider after just one season. Now, this is another one of those situations where HBO originally renewed it, and now they're saying, we're going to backtrack and we're going to cancel it. So it's been canceled. The people behind the show are actually saying that they're having meetings and they're trying to find it another home on another streaming service. So we will see if The Outsider can find a new home. We'll keep you posted there, but it is not going to be on HBO. Selena Gomez is set to star in a new biopic about Peruvian mountaineer and social entrepreneur Sylvia Vasquez Lavado. HBO Max's Peacemaker, again, has also not only added Danielle Brooks and Robert Patrick, but also Jennifer Holland and Chris Conrad have also been added to the cast. Jeff Dunham has inked a 3-special deal with Comedy Central. The Hot Zone has been renewed over at National Geographic. The Mortal Kombat movie was supposed to be getting ready to come out, but now New Line is saying that the movie will be delayed until after the pandemic. That's right. They don't even want to give it a release date. They're just saying, we'll let you know when things settle down. Maybe we'll put our movie out. So that kind of sucks. So we're not going to be getting Mortal Kombat anytime soon. Michael Gondry, Penhall, and Amazon are teaming up for As She Climbed Across the Table. They're going to be adapting that into a movie. Happy Endings actress Casey Wilson is joining the new show The Shrink Next Door with Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd. That's coming to Apple TV as well. Spin-off time. That's right. The Arrowverse is going to have a spin-off. The Black Lightning character Painkiller. It looks like he's going to be getting his own spin-off with a backdoor pilot, which will debut in season 4. Yeah. This is where I'm just kind of like, really? Like, this is what we're going to for spinoffs? I mean, I like the character on Black Lightning, but does he need his own show? I don't think he's that cool, and I don't think he could really carry his own show. Prove me wrong. I mean, I'll watch it because I love superhero shows, but this is one that definitely had me scratching my head a little bit. Like a Painkiller spinoff? I mean, I'll play the wait and see approach at this point, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know. This one caught me off guard. Just seems very weird of all the things to spin off to do Painkiller. But we'll see what the backdoor pilot is like, and we'll go from there. The sci-fi podcast The Oyster lines up its ensemble voice cast. The Island of Dr. Moreau is going to get a modern series adaptation from Gunpowder and Sky's Dust. Solstice Studios is setting the release date for Mark Wahlberg's new movie, Joe Bell. They're looking for some award season love, that's right. Mark Wahlberg looking for some love. And I think this movie is looking right now, it's going to come out in February if all things stick. We have some more details about the American Horror Stories, which is the spinoff that is coming. Looks like Am I on the Air Quick Bites, it's a spinoff. But yes, American Horror Stories is going to be anthology style. It's going to be every episode is an hour-long story about something by itself, and then the following week will be a different story. So it's not a continuing, overarching arc like the regular American Horror Story is. This is going to be a different thing every single week. So I really dig that. I like when it's something new and fresh every single week. Power Book 2, Ghost, gets its mid-season trailer debut, and it will be returning in December. Disney Plus is setting a January premiere date for WandaVision. That's right. I'm bummed about this. I'm going to be straight up honest. We have been told for months that WandaVision was going to come out in December. So I was waiting for it, man. I was like, man, we're only a month away from WandaVision. We finally get something of the MCU. And no, the MCU continues to punch us in the gut and has pushed this back to January 15th over on Disney Plus. So that means nothing MCU related came out in 2020. That sucks. That's a failure in my opinion. I don't know why they would have pushed it back just a couple more weeks to go into January. It doesn't quite make sense. But that's what it is at this point. So you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, but January 15th, WandaVision will hit Disney Plus. We have your first look photos at Robert Rodriguez's new superhero movie called We Can Be Heroes, so check that out. Seth Rogen is set to produce Lionsgate's new horror film called Video Nasty. Let's see here. Miss Marvel officially begins production, so I love that. And it looks like Moon Knight might actually start its production in early 2021. Disney Plus has already surpassed 73 million subscribers, so that's pretty awesome. Mel Gibson, Scott Eastwood, and Tyrese are going to lead a new action thriller called Dangerous. A Jane Austen-inspired anthology series is in the works over at the CW. It's basically a series based on her novels, beginning with Pride and Prejudice, but it's set in present-day San Francisco. So that's going to be coming to the CW. The Friends reunion that was supposed to air already when HBO Max debuted back in May. Now we're finding out that it might actually film in March. That's insane to me. March? I mean, this thing, that's almost a full year people are waiting to see this thing. This is a reunion special, which means they're going to be sitting in a room just talking to each other and maybe answering some questions. Why can we not film this now? I know everybody loves to blame COVID, but we're filming movies and crazier television shows right now during COVID that you're telling me you can't set up a reunion special? You don't even need a cameraman in the room. You could just put 2 stationary cameras in a room, or 3, and then hit record and just see what happens. I mean, I just don't understand the delay here. But that's what they're saying at this point, that the long-awaited and delayed Friends Reunion special will film finally in March. So we'll see how that goes. The Weeknd is set to headline the Super Bowl halftime show, so congratulations to him. Chicago Fire has shut down production in the wake of multiple positive COVID tests, so they're going to be on a hiatus. Let's see here. Sorry, going through some stuff. All right. So this next piece of news is one of the quick bites that we did a couple days ago, and that's about Wonder Woman 1984. So this movie is still supposed to come out on Christmas Day, December 25th. Now some rumors are coming out saying they've got a couple different options, that they might end up pushing it back once again to the summer of 2021, or they might actually do a shortened theatrical window, which will release the movie in December on its planned date, but then in January actually go to HBO Max to stream for everyone else. So that way we still get it in the movie theater, but we also can have people sign up and they can entice people to get HBO Max so they can watch Wonder Woman exclusively. So that kind of in a nutshell is what's going on. I elaborate more on this and really get into the details of Wonder Woman's journey on the Am I on the Air Quick Bite. So make sure you check out that episode. I think you'll really like it if you're interested in what's been going on with Wonder Woman 84. But that's the rumor mill right now. Nothing confirmed, but they're thinking of a shortened theatrical window on December 25th, then an HBO Max debut in January. Or they just scrap it and push it all the way to summer 2021. So we'll see what happens there. Space Force, congratulations, lands a season 2 renewal over at Netflix. I like Space Force, so I'm very happy that's coming back. We have a first look at Sarah Paulson in the new American Crime Story, as Linda Tripp in Impeachment, American Crime Story that they're putting together. Gerard Butler has a new action film called The Plane, and Solstice Studios just acquired the rights to that. Supposedly, with all these reshoots and Jared Leto coming back and all this stuff going on, supposedly Zack Snyder only filmed 4 minutes of new footage for the Justice League Snyder Cut. 4 minutes. So, damn, that sucks. Because it seemed like he was doing something really cool. And I'm like, we went through all that for 4 minutes? So I don't know what the hell he just put together, but I guess we'll see in 2021. But a little bummed to hear that it's only 4 minutes so far. Hassan Minhaj has joined Apple's The Morning Show Season 2. Brad Pitt's Bullet Train has just rounded out its cast with Zazie Beetz. This next piece of news is the other Am I on the Air Quick Bite that we did a couple nights ago, and that was the big breaking news that Chris Pratt is going to be joining Thor Love and Thunder. That's right, the 4th Thor movie that we're getting ready to film. Taika Waititi coming back. We got Jane Foster returning with Natalie Portman. And, of course, at the end of Endgame, we saw Thor take off with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I was hoping that we would pick up in that kind of time frame once we got to the new Thor movie, and it looks like we might be getting that now, as Chris Pratt is going to be Star-Lord in Thor Love and Thunder, and I'm very excited about that. And now the other rumor mill that just hit actually earlier today is that it looks like Vin Diesel is arriving, and he's saying that yes, Groot's going to be in the movie as well, and Tree that Tree will be joining Thor Love and Thunder as well. So why not, man? All we got to do is I talked about this on the Quick Bite the other night, that adding Groot and Rocket would be pretty easy because they could just do CG there. All you got to get is Chris Pratt and Batista, and we're good to go. So we'll see if Dave comes, but they could always play the card too that Drax and Mantis are off on another mission or something, and that would explain why it's just Star-Lord with Groot and Rocket. But we'll see where it goes. But it sounds like Vin Diesel will be coming back as Groot as well for Thor Love and Thunder, along with Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. So awesome news. If you want to hear once again me break it down a little bit more, check out the Am I on the Air Quick Bite that we put up the other night. All right, we're continuing making live-action Disney movies, and next up, John M. Chu is in talks to make the live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch. So there you go, man. I think that'll be a good one to adapt. Disney Plus is developing a Darkwing Duck series reboot. A Waiting to Exhale series is in the works from Lee Daniels. They're going to be remaking Short Circuit as well. That's right, Johnny Five. Johnny Five is alive. I love Short Circuit, and be curious to see it rebooted and adapted for this new decade. I think it'd be actually really, really cool. All right, Michael Cera, Maya Erskine, and Michael Angarano are set to star in a new road trip movie called Sacramento. Ethan Hawke, Peter Sarsgaard, Riley Coe have joined Anton Fuqua's new show, The Guilty. We have the season 4 trailer for Big Mouth, so check that out. Linda Woolverton to pen a live-action movie adaptation of Kay Thompson's books, Eloise. Let's see here. Give me one sec. We also have the trailer for the Fresh Prince reunion. So this is another reunion that's kind of like the Friends one. It's coming to HBO Max. This was actually put together after the Friends one, and they already filmed the Fresh Prince one, and this is actually coming out before the Friends one, which we just talked about. It's not coming out till March. So this just goes to show you that they could have recorded this thing a lot sooner and a lot quicker than what they ended up doing. So, just saying. But I'll definitely be checking out the Fresh Prince reunion on HBO Max. That's going to be awesome. All right. Let's see here. Sorry, I got a lot of just random news that I've already talked about or I don't want to go over. Sylvester Stallone. News broke over the weekend that he was filming a cameo for the Suicide Squad, and it looks like, yes, it's even been confirmed from James Gunn now that Sylvester Stallone will be popping up in the Suicide Squad. So I love it. Of course, it makes sense. He put Sly in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. He loves working with Sly, and they have a good relationship, so why not? I don't know what he's going to be doing in the Suicide Squad, but I love it. I love it. Zack Snyder also teasing that Jared Leto's Joker will have a new road-weary look in Justice League. He says he's going to look a little different from the last time we saw him. Very road-weary, so, battered, beaten, bruised, who knows. But I'm anxious to see the new look for sure. Marvel Studios, of course, shooting down the stupid rumors that Chadwick Boseman was going to have a digital double for Black Panther 2. No, stop it. It's not going to happen. The show The Order has been canceled over at Netflix after 2 seasons. Black Lightning has promoted Chantel Tai to series regular for season 4. Alfonso Herrera is among 5 new people joining Ozark for its 4th and final season. We have your first teaser trailer for 911 on Fox. I can't wait for 911 to return. Love that show. Superstore bringing back a former series favorite in upcoming season 6 episode. I won't ruin it for you, but someone's coming back, and it's pretty exciting. I love Superstore, by the way. If you work retail, you need to watch Superstore. It's awesome. Tony Hale's new show, The Mysterious Benedict Society, is going to be moving from Disney Plus over to Hulu. So there you go. It's moving to Disney Plus from Hulu. It was supposed to be on Hulu, and now it's going to be on Disney Plus. So nice move there. Disney Plus, we already talked about over 73.7 million subscribers in just its first 11 months, far exceeding all company expectations. Period drama Curtain Call is set to star Colin Firth and Gemma Arterton. I love Gemma Arterton. I wish she would do more current contemporary pieces. I feel like every movie she signs up for is a period piece. I don't know why she's so stuck doing all these dramas that are set back in the 1800s, 1700s, 1500s. Like, come on, Gemma. I need you in something current day. Please. I love you. I just want to see you in something current. All right. Moving along. Congratulations to Freaky, which we reviewed earlier. It is number 1 at the box office, so that is awesome. Good Girls has just officially added Jonathan Silverman to join season 4 as a recurring member. Kevin Nealon is set to co-create and star in a new show called Hiking with Kevin. It's a new comedy that's in the works over at TBS. Sorry, give me a second. We're going to be getting a Wonder Girl TV series. That's right, CW looking to beef up its roster since Arrow is done and Supergirl's going into its last season. They need more characters. So they're going to be doing Wonder Girl. That's right, and it's going to be headlined by the Yara Flor version of the character, which is the newer version. So first female Latina Wonder Girl coming to the CW. So I'll check it out, man. I love it. We got a Wonder Girl over on Titans as well, over on HBO Max. So yeah, more the merrier, man. Let's do it. David Leitch's Bullet Train has just added Masai Oka to the roster. I love him. He's always a great addition to everything. Disneyland is offering an early look to new attractions, including Marvel World, so check that out. Universal Pictures and Cinemark theaters have reached a new release window agreement, which is basically kind of what we were talking about earlier with Wonder Woman, which would be that the newer movies would hit the theater for 3 weekends and then go to VOD after that. So then that way, people that want to go to the movies can, and the people that don't have to wait a long time to watch it after. So I like it. I like the shortened window, man. It's kind of a best of both worlds thing. All right, Alec Baldwin and Kelsey Grammer are set to lead a new ABC comedy coming from the Modern Family co-creator. So I'm sold, man. I love Alec Baldwin. Kelsey Grammer's great. The people that do Modern Family, I'm on board, man. Let's do it. I think they're going to have great chemistry together, and this is going to be pretty funny. Judd Apatow is set to do his first movie for Netflix. That's right. He's going to finally move over to streaming, and I think it's going to be a pandemic type movie. But yes, he is going to Netflix. So love it. Love Judd Apatow. Love all his work. So check that out. Lynn Ramsey is been set to helm The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. She's going to be adapting that Stephen King book. The Final Girl Support Group. That's right. It is a novel, another book that's being adapted into a film. Alicia Vikander might be doing the Dial M for Murder anthology series, so doing some Hitchcock. I love Alicia Vikander, so great addition there. Michael B. Jordan's Without Remorse officially pulled from Paramount's schedule. It looks like it might really be going to Amazon Prime this go around as they finalize the deal for that. It looks more likely than ever since they pulled it off the theatrical window. Meryl Streep stars in HBO Max's new dramedy film, Let Them All Talk, so you can check out that trailer right now. HBO Max officially coming to Amazon Fire devices tomorrow. So finally, a lot of people have been waiting to watch HBO Max. I've been able to do it on my awesome Google Chromecast with Google TV, but a lot of people with Roku and Fire Stick have been pissed that this is not available. So finally a deal has been struck, and HBO Max will be coming to the Fire Stick tomorrow on November 17th. Okay, let's keep it rocking and rolling. The new film, Songbird, which this trailer dropped a couple weeks ago, and I really liked it. Produced by Michael Bay. It's actually a very timely pandemic thriller about, I think it's COVID-23, and basically the world's on lockdown, and things are getting fucking crazy out there in the world. This was a trippy-ass trailer. Hit a little close to home. It makes me feel a little worried because it kind of turned our pandemic world into like The Purge. But it looks like a really cool movie. It was supposed to come to theaters next year. They've decided to skip it and go straight to premium VOD. So it'll be releasing on December 11th now for $19.99, 48-hour rental. I'll definitely be checking it out. Can't wait to watch Songbird. Great cast on this one. And yeah, looking forward to that. So get to see it sooner rather than later. We have the Caesar 2 teaser trailer for Servant, which is M. Night Shyamalan's new show, which was, I love season 1. It's on Apple TV Plus. If you haven't seen Servant and you have Apple TV, check that show out. It is really interesting. So can't wait for season 2. Mel Gibson confirms that they are working on Lethal Weapon 5. So hell yeah, let's go. Supposedly, Ezra Miller shot a new scene for Justice League while he was on set for Fantastic Beasts 3. So that's pretty cool. Very interesting way to multitask it. Gretchen Mol has been cast opposite John Bernthal in Showtime's new show American Gigolo. Andy Cohen is set to host a new reality TV-themed documentary series for E! We have the new trailer for I Hate Susie, the upcoming HBO Max series starring Billy Piper. They're finally moving forward on another Transformers movie. I don't know much about this. This was breaking news right before we started recording. But they have hired Creed 2 director Stephen Caple Jr. to direct the next movie in the Transformers universe. So we don't know if it's going to be a sequel to Bumblebee. We don't know if it's going to be an Optimus Prime movie. We don't know if it's just an overall Transformers movie. We just know it's something in the Transformers world. It is the next installment. And I'm just excited. I love Transformers movies, so I'm stoked to hear news that we're getting another. And we'll see what Stephen Caple Jr. can do with the franchise. Sci-Fi picks up The Movie Show, which is a new comedy review series that'll be coming soon to the Sci-Fi Network. And Hulu, hate to end it on bad news, but Hulu is going to hike live TV subscription prices by 18% in December. That's right. Their new live TV package will cost $64.99 a month, up 18% from the prior rate of $54.99. So up a full $10. So there you go. If you get live TV through Hulu, get ready for that increase. All right, guys, we did it. About 40 minutes in. Thank you so much for tuning in. That is our news of the week, and that is our show. So let me wrap this baby up by letting you know some shout-outs. Our official webpage is amiontheair.com. Go ahead and go to that site. You can view all our episodes. You have links to all our social media, like our Twitter, our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube, and even our Am I on the Air Quick Bites spinoff podcast. All the links are there in the top right-hand corner, along with all the social media places where you can listen to the show. So that's amiontheair.com. Make sure you like us on Facebook at facebook.com/amiontheair. Follow us on Twitter at amiontheair. Follow me on Twitter at DXDonMega. Follow me on Stardust at simply Donmega, DONMEGA. That's Stardust. Download, rate, and subscribe. Get that app, baby, and follow me. I'll follow you back. Video reviews. That's all I got to say. Check it out. Make sure you download, rate, and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. If Apple's not your thing, don't you worry. We're on Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Google Podcast. We're all over the interweb, so make sure you subscribe on your favorite platform. If you do it on Apple, though, please leave us a 5-star review. I'd appreciate it, and you can do that for the Quick Bites feed as well. Subscribe. And make sure you follow us on YouTube and Instagram. Just search Am I on the Air? And our great affiliates at reddragonsradio.com. That's reddragonsradio.com. Follow on Twitter at reddragonsradio. So that'll do it for me on this Monday night, November the 16th. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope everyone's doing well out there. It's starting to get crazy again with this damn pandemic. Cases are spiking everywhere, so please be careful. Watch your family, watch your friends, watch your relatives. Be careful this Thanksgiving. Just be smart, wear your mask, and hopefully we can all get through this. So that'll do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time, y'all. Peace.
Bye, everybody.